Texas. Let's just get it in, man. Whose idea was it for you two to come together?
Mine. Yeah, mine.
When Percy, when Charleston White reached out to you, what was your thoughts?
Thank you, God. I've been waiting. I thought I got there. At least didn't want him to come and have to look at me before he talked to me. I don't want him to come stone. Yeah, he did. You understand me? God plans works like this.
All right, Charleston White.
Yeah.
How's your background and experience shape your worldview and influence your current situation and stuff that you got going on?
I was a wannabe that became to be. I was a wannabe, so I was a wannabe kid that grew up in the suburbs who got to go to my cousin's house on the south side. Originally coming from Stop 6, but when I was in Stop 6 home, I was 4 or 5 years old. So that's where I lost my eye at. I lost my eye in Stop 6. I broke my leg in Stop 6. But it was a bunch of young mothers and young families that was raising their children, so it wasn't criminal then. So by the time I was in the first grade, homie, I was in the suburbs, but I still got to go to my aunt and them house that lived over in Glen Garden. We still came back to Duck and them house. We still came back to Eastwood. So that's where you pick up you know the criminal elements. So by this time, crack done hit the community. So when we come back to Prince Hall, niggas, you know, my aunt and them a dope fiend now. When my mama bought my cousin them a Nintendo or an entire mine and them selling it, so it's gone when we come back.
Let's go.
So we picking up different elements. At my house, I'm not hearing, hey, we want some food. But when I go over here, I'm hearing it. We hunching, grown folks fighting. You see them get stabbed. So when I go back to the suburbs, I got some, you know, I can mimic and act after. So it advanced me. So it made me cool amongst the suburban kids. But I wanted to be that. So you see this on the weekends. You come in the house. Your mama gone at work because she work at General Motors. So you turn it on the television. The same things is being propagated. The same things is being exposed to you in the community. You now seeing it on television and it's being propagated. And promoted. So, homie, I was a wannabe. So by the time I started going to juvenile, I remember meeting Lil Rank, homie, when he had the bag, right when he got shot. I was in there with Lil Rank, Seth Said, Williams, that nigga Anthony Edwards, Black Clack Man, that nigga Randy World. We was in there for the murder for the white man at the mall. Anthony Lightfoot was in there. Lil Joe, Mexican Joe Rodriguez was in there.
Poche Jose, shout out to Jose.
Say, man,
baby, man.
So all of us was in juvenile at the time. So I'm meeting all the bad kids from Fort Worth and coming back to the suburbs, imitating and mimicking. So, you know, when I go to juvenile home, I had I had 6 years. I had almost 7 years to study this gangster culture. Read books, the Monster Cody books. I done watched all the videos. I done seen all the miso. By the time I come home at 21, I'm like an expert at mimicking this shit.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I can go to any neighborhood and put on and stand. But this is not who I really am, because the foundation of who I am is coming from a God-fearing mother, a pray at nighttime. He say, excuse me. So I'm going against who I really am. Just to fit in with a group of kids, homie, who was really raised this way. So I learned to come join the least of those when I wasn't the least of those.
There you go.
O.G. Percy.
Yes, sir.
What lessons have you learned from your past mistakes, and how have they propelled you towards growth?
What have I learned from my past mistakes? I don't like to see people die all the time. I learned off of others' death. I had to learn that'll get you killed, this'll get you killed. That'll get you killed, that'll get you killed. I had to learn off of other mistakes. Prison, waste of life. As I got older, I found I wasted a lot of life. I didn't get nothing. When I heard you say, man, I just did this, I just did that, well, tell that's how much time he is behind. I tell people that all the time. I try to tell I'm like Charles, when Charles say, Charleston said one thing. He said, I want to make snitching look cool. Well, I want to make not going to prison look cool. How about that? When I want the that ain't been to prison to find out they the tough guys after all. You dig what I'm saying? Because for you to go through this world and not be able to go through that system is hard. But to say I ain't never been, that's harder. But nowadays the culture make you think that you have to go to prison. You ain't this, you ain't that. Well, how much time you got right now? I want to, like Charleston say, I want the that ain't been to prison to make the one to say that they been, make them look like the weak ones. I want them to assault their character. How much time you do? I ain't been no prison. Fuck I look like. Y'all gotta start standing up for yourself as, the geek squad. You dig what I'm saying? But the toughest out of all. You understand me? Me and Charleston, we went down roads that you won't be able to return from. A lot of real talk. Yeah, that walked the path we done went down. They fools ain't never been seen again.
See,
let's go.
My juvenile ain't what it was when I went. See, the path that I went was really for a kid. I never got to take the adult path because. When I committed my crime September 18, 1991, no other kids was in there for murder. Lil Rank, Derek Williams, them had 3-4 murders at the time. I think they was in there for cutting off somebody's head. They got certified. So said all got certified. Only a few of us remain in the juvenile system. So I think it was me, Lightfoot, Mario Lopez, Jose Rodriguez, Bayshawn Ashkey, Anthony Lightfoot, Josh Henry. So like 7 of us who had murder charges at that time as juveniles. So we're the first group of children in Tarrant County to be tried and adjudicated for the crimes of capital murder and murder. We fell in a group of children in Texas where we're the first generation of children in the state of Texas who began to be sentenced under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law, where a kid can be sentenced up to 40 years. Right before I committed my crime, it was 30 years. So in 1990, it was 30 years. Juvenile crime had begun to take off so bad. Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden had just went to Congress and said, say y'all, we got a wave of children that have been born in this country, and these are super predators. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, they're heartless, and they're incorrigible. Well, the word incorrigible means that we wasn't going to be able to change. So that sent a shock wave of fear throughout America, homie. This was in 89, 90. So by the time we get in trouble, homie, they sentencing kids like adults. They certifying 15-year-olds like kids, homie. 15-year-olds were getting 99-year sentences.
Let's go.
And they were saying that these are hardened criminals. And you talk about 20 years later, they saying, man, we made a mistake. These aren't hardened criminals. These are children that came from trauma and conditions who don't have the brain development to make logical and regional decisions. They're impulsive and they're acting out of emotions and impulse. They can change if you. So this is 20 years later when I'm grown and start to work with kids. I was fortunate. We had a governor. Her name was Ann Richards.
Let's go, Ann.
Yeah, man, Ann Richards was.
Let's go, Ann.
She was one of the most compassionate white women.
Let's go,
at the time. I'm gonna say white people because she was a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. So when she became governor, she put in a lot of money and a lot of funding in rehabilitation for drugs and youth programs. So my 7 years was centered and structured around rehabilitation and resocialization. We didn't have to fight. We was co-ed. We had boys and girls. We had an in-ground swimming pool. We had off-campus jobs. We could go off-campus to college. We had weekend passes. We could go to Walmart and shop every week. So I was like in a boarding school. But when I get there in 91, I'm 14. By the time I'm 15, the Chronic album done dropped. Snoop Dogg done came out with the 187, so the crippin' starting to come. So nigga, I'm fascinated with what I'm seeing, and the camaraderie, the brotherhood that it tricked us in believing that we had as kids, and it was genuine at the time. We didn't know what awaited down the road as we got older, homie. And we trying to stick to rules that really don't even exist.
Let's go.
So I spent four years trying to go to prison Cause I got my brother my brother just been sentenced to 114-year. My partner Jason Anderson up there. So all my older homeboys at the time, so they could write us from prison. I got these older writing me from prison, making it sound fun, and we fighting like boys home. I'm alive while I asked them. I wasn't no pushover down there. So I got these writing me, making it sound like this is the. On top of that, before I went, I got my Uncle Curtis, who over here in the South Side with my MB, he coming home from prison telling me these bravado stories.
Let's go.
So this is the path to the Hall of Fame in my mind. Because nobody is countering this. Yeah, my mama is saying, son, you don't want to do this, but I'm hearing my mama say this. I'm hearing the preacher say this. All the cool that I admire ain't saying don't go.
Let's go.
Nigga, they paving the way for a nigga to go. And so I wanted that badge of honor, homie. But I was a wannabe. I played the flute in the 3rd grade.
say, let's go.
Nigga, I played the flute in the 3rd grade.
I had the clarinet.
I was in the band. I wasn't no sports.
You mean, you heard me say, but like Charleston said, here's a little story about a like me. Never should have been let after.
Listen to what he's saying. Never should have been let after.
And I wanted to be like Charles. I wanted to be that. I couldn't. Nigga, when I made the Ferguson, I said, yeah, I'm college. I made it. I made it. I know it sounds dumb. I know it sounds stupid. It sounds crazy, but guess what? I went in there with the mind frame, like Charles said, because once I got institutionalized, it was up for me. I went in there looking for something that wasn't even in there no more. I went in there looking for fights. And I didn't know once you start fighting, you're going to have to keep fighting. And keep fighting. You can't walk in there with a persona that you can't hold down for the rest of your time here. You dig what I'm saying? And I walked in there, but like Charles said, my mind had already been robbed through the music. I got lost in the music. I caught rap when I was like 11 years old. I caught rap. Once I caught rap, it was over with. Especially, back then they had good rap. Charleston couldn't agree. We had some good rap.
Yeah.
And,
Big Daddy Kane wasn't a gangster. LL Cool J wasn't a gangster.
Let's go.
Kwame. Special Ed.
Yeah.
We had some different.
We didn't have to worry about banging on wax. They didn't never tell us go get nothing, go get something. But guess what? Time changed with the music. The culture changed with the music. Like he said, what was that word you said a while ago? We very influenceable.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put the music on, like he said something about when Yayo got that dye in his hair, everybody
every goddamn kid in the city.
Because they go off the culture. Whatever the music play.
Even the ones that don't like him today had dye in their hair.
You mean? But my thing is this, whatever that music say do, that's what's running things right now. Whatever the music. And
I didn't know nothing about Moet to Master P and them talking about Moet. I ain't know nothing about Versace to Pac and Master P still riding the Dob hats with the Versace. We ain't know nothing about that shit. We ain't know nothing about going to put diamonds in nothing to cash money and then went to hollering bling bling. We was gold. Oh. Diamonds have always been girls' best friend. But when cash money comes, we all went to being diamonds. So yeah. So now the music, we didn't know nothing about having threesome till these started rapping about it. We thought it was just trains, 7 from one girl. We didn't know you had 2 women and one.
Till I heard the little midget say something. I'm to go Bushwick Bill.
Yeah, man.
Bushwick Bill turned me on. You hear me? Yeah.
Charleston, can you share a moment of experience where you overcame significant adversity, and what were the takeaway from that experience?
Talking about this brother. That nigga brother my partner. And me and this got some history. Our families are knitted together. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it took a lot for me to do this. But I can go against me.
Let's go.
We all go against ourselves to hurt other people. So now, Now, I had a disdain for them homie when them California started tripping and they taking the crippin' side, knowing I ain't what they trying to make me out to be. So yeah, I was real resentful toward the city and Percy and everybody behind that.
Same question for you, O.G. Percy. Can you share a moment of experience where you overcame significant adversity?
And Charleston just told you. He just told you. I had to hear but don't hear. I had to see but don't see. You know what I'm saying? I had to hear but don't hear. Man, you heard that? I had to walk through the here, nigga. Man, you letting that Charleston just, man, cause y'all listening to him. That's y'all. I'm not listening to Charleston ass. If I listen to him, he'll drive me up that goddamn wall. I can hear him. Yeah, I heard him. But like I told Charleston, when you start listening to Charleston, that's when he gets you. For somebody, you know, that was, man, and I thank God. I wouldn't even tell him to take it back today.
So let him, I see the officials. So let him, I see the officials just sitting back watching us.
Yeah.
So, so shout out to Officer Charles Rogers. So Chuck come get me with the sergeant and gang unit. Yeah. They watching Percy. They love and say, man, can you get OG Percy to come talk to the school?
What's that boy that's gone
Which
now?
one?
That brought us together, the big boy. He gone. He died on us, man. I know he would love to see this.
John, man. Lil John, man.
Let's go,
yeah,
man.
Lil John was Eastern Hill coach, homie, so he died, homie. So him and John, they finna put a youth program together. So he said, man, what about Percy? Man, I said, fuck Percy. But I can't genuinely say that, because I know the but, right. You know, I'm saying, man, that with that gang bang. He cuz too much. So I initially tried to hate on him, right? I ain't gonna lie. So I initially tried to hate on him. So Chuck said, nah, man, reach out to him for me. So we arranged a dinner. We meet up at Dixie House Cafe, homie. And I really fucked it up. If I wouldn't have got in the way, we would have had a bad ass youth program. But I'm mad at his cousin, Tracy Carter. You know, Tracy Carter. We all got some internal political beefs. Right, he's just in the middle of it. He a street. This is political shit.
When he started saying shit, I was like, Tracy, you be.
So yeah, man. So this some deep shit, homie. But these are the key pieces and components to stopping a lot of this shit in the city. Let's go. But you know, some political people got in the way, and I took it out on him.
Shout out to Dewberry, man.
Yeah. Some political people got in the way, and I took it out on him.
And OG Sang. Shout out to him too.
Insane.
Okay, we're gonna start with you first, OG Percy. How do you view the relationship between gang culture and social media?
They trying to mix it all together, but one thing you can't do, you can't bring the industry to the industry. You hear me? You gotta leave the in the street. You can't bring that in here. That's just like saying I told you can't bring the streets to prison, and you can't bring prison to the streets. The don't mix. Any way that you do it, it's gonna f it up. In this game that me and Charleston got going right here, you can't bring the streets in here.
I be hoping y'all do, so I put your ass in jail. I swear I be hoping you come with that street.
It don't work. You can't bring the industry. You know what I'm saying? You know you can't bring that you do in the streets inside of here, man. It ain't gonna mix.
Every half fail.
Every
half fail from Suge Knight. Every done fail.
Let's go.
So man, street ain't supposed to be on the internet.
If that's what you is. If you're an entertainer, you can stay there.
Man, if you ain't born in it at this point,
you hear me?
You playing. Because today's people really believe that it's not illegal to be in the gang. And I'm saying it is illegal to be in the gang. If you identify yourself as a gang, any trouble you get in life, your sentence or your punishment is enhanced because of your gang affiliation. Man. I don't give a what it is. Man. If you walking in it and he's a gang, you're enhanced in whatever kind of trouble. So it is illegal to identify as a gang. And y'all ain't no 501c3. Y'all ain't done what Larry Hoover tried to do and went and registered this as a 501c3. So some of y'all can say, hey, I don't know what them criminals doing, but we are a Crip nonprofit. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody went and done that. Ain't nobody went and incorporated these street names to take the illegal tag off of it to legalize it.
This is my
Come on,
man. One thing I do know about Charleston, man, when I listen to, that's the part I'm trying to tell you, man. That right there. The shit you don't know. You hear me? That right there. You can hear everything else he say, but if you don't get the message, you gonna lose.
I stole.
Let's go.
We would get the Rolling 60, the Rolling 30, the Altadena Block Crips, the East Terrace Gangsters. We were getting into it with the BGDs, the Gangster Disciples, the Trey 57, the Hoover, the Gangster Crip. We were getting in the Grape Street. We were getting into it with these. We were having a war for 2 years, and 100 went to prison behind this shit, and we was all really friends. So they moved me to them disciple dorm. Keep booking them over there. Greg Henry, these some big names down there off in Houston. Damon Bible, man. Say I stole them literature. When I stole them literature, I wanted to switch sides.
Why?
Because Larry Hoover at that time, homie, probably 5 years prior to that, was just implementing the growth and development. And he was starting to put literature throughout all the prisons through America, homie. And it was transforming minds from gangsters to growth and development. And I caught it around 17, 18 when my brain was and then Tupac had just come with the All Eyes on Me, the Me Against the World. So I'm sneaking and studying literature with the headphones on, and I'm looking at Crippin' like these dumb.
You hear me?
Cause then it was a guide, homie, to manhood. Unbeknownst to me, though.
All right, Charles. In what ways do you believe individuals can be redirected from the path of gang involvement into words more positive?
Them got to go to prison and read them first 48 laws or books of power, them Donna Goins books.
They gotta go to prison.
Hold on, it's another option.
Let's go.
They got to go to the graveyard.
Oh shit.
They got to go to the military in the 5th grade.
Dang.
If you can't put them in an ROTC military school program, by the time they get out of the 4th grade, you can't stop them until prison get them. Because the foundation of where they come from, homie, you gotta think. Most parents are having the kids from 14 to 22. They done had 2 to 3 kids. Can you imagine what a 14-year-old parent is saying and exposing their kid to? They immature. They want their kids to know some shit. It was a video in Fort Worth where some went to jail because they were passing the blunt to 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, and it was on the news. The kids was hitting the weed like grown folk, and they run around here laughing. You know how many households the kids is in this? You know how many times our older cousin would come over and go, and 4 of us would be in the closet, 2 of us would be in the bed, and we heard that getting tore up, and we sniggling and giggling. Boy, y'all get y'all. And when we come up, we see titty, and now we young perverts.
Yeah, I'm crawling down the hall. I hear him. I'm on the hall on the floor crawling down trying to see what's going on.
So, homie, you gotta think now. We had to go look under couches, on top of closets, up under the mattress to find perversion. Now, perversion and everything is at the tips of their minds if they can spell. How you gonna prevent anything now? You don't have no control of what's being implemented into their thought process based on what they see. Remember the monkeys? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Right.
We ain't got them monkeys no more. Our kids is open to everything. They get to say anything, hear anything, see anything. So how do you get to guide their future?
Talk.
Shit.
Talk.
OG Percy.
Yes, sir.
How can communities better support and empower at-risk youth?
Get Charleston White and O.G. Percy on a platform somewhere and let them start listening. Doing what we doing now. This is what they need to do. Doing what they doing now. Because this don't start what we doing, ain't shit gonna happen. I don't see it no other way but to see people come together. We can't start showing that we can do the hard part. This is the hardest part. This right here the easiest part. Me and Charles, he done got in the boxing ring with me too.
You know how many niggas would have died behind the thing that I done said to him? Do you know how many young niggas would have died with each other behind? Yo, brother, nigga, you know how many young niggas would have went and killed another behind that?
You know how many?
This?
Yeah.
This something different.
You think my son them got all that time for nothing? You hear me? Yeah, just for saying. But this one right here was off limit. You understand me? I got Charleston.
Say this, homie. Them son was so ruthless, they were running down on mamas.
Nah.
Man, made the woman move out the city. Nah, homie, he ain't got that son, that little PMG.
Don't do it.
Say, man, good job, Fort Worth PD. But he gonna come home a better man. But nah, homie, they was scaring, they wasn't sparing mamas. So this group here ain't no mercy. Yeah. Cause what no mercy shown to them. So they mashing on everything. So now we're retaliating against mamas, homie.
Yeah, but see, when they see us doing what we doing, see my son didn't see me with the ops. I didn't set my son talk to Ape Game Almighty. His word, if they'd have seen each other in the street, they'd have blew each other head off, and everybody with him.
Shout out to Lil Dave, man.
Yeah,
I see
man.
you maturing, nigga. I see you maturing, nigga.
Shout out to Almighty, man. I say, man, I got PMG on the phone. I just want to know, can I get y'all to do a song together? And PMG was on the phone, and Almighty said, he on the phone right now? I said, he on the phone right now? See, my son didn't see me with the ops. PMG said, I didn't set that. I said, that's all. If I'm not even here, y'all just remember, y'all see it that. Charleston, make sure they stick to that. If I'm not here, if anything happen, nothing, which I hope to be here when they come home. But I want to see that. I want to see. If me and Charleston sit here, man, anybody can do it. CJ and Yayo, y'all can do it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take, I healing. It's about 5 years.
Let me just say,
healing. Let's go.
Most know when they're wrong, but they can't admit they're wrong.
Let's go.
Just even